Okay, this video is starting with define the Lightbox link objects, starting on page 295. The final steps in this project, excuse me, is to list the images that should be included in each Lightbox, and then link the small images you just created into the interactive Lightbox functionality. Although this is a fairly simple process, it is entirely manual and can be tedious with a long list of images, but I'm going to also help you show you ways to make it slightly easier than how they are presenting it to you. Okay, make sure that you have the galleries open up here at the top. Okay, make sure you are clicked on source code because we're going to need to be there on source code. Then the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go down to the div class that we made where it shows image source, images, portraits, so on and so forth. The first thing that I noticed with these, I'm not quite sure how it happened, but Dreamweaver is notorious for adding what I call junk coding and coding that we didn't put in. And you will notice that it's showing a height and width for this. We do not want that in there, so you highlight that and remove it. And then also do the same things for the dogs one. Take out the height and width because we don't want them in there. The second thing we are going to do is right after the opening figure, you're going to place your blinking cursor and hit enter one time and drop it down one time below. And then up here right after figure, if you look in the book on page 295, we're going to add another href, and this all ties into the light box that we are building. So we're going to do an href equals, and then we're going to type in images / portraits / portrait1.jpg. And then the other quotation mark, a space, and then you want to type in data-lightbox equals portraits. Like so, and then put a closing on that, and then oh shoot, I gotta redo that a second. Okay, like so. And then what you have to do is you're going to go clear down after the end of our other portraits, and remember this is an href, so we have to have a closing, and we're going to put it after the other one, like so. So this href closes after the image portraits, portrait 1, alt. You'll see that we put it right there. Let's do a Control S to save that. Now the next step is we have 3 more pictures that we're going to be showing in that. And where you want to go is at the end of the figure, click once to where you have a blinking cursor. Then you're going to hit your enter twice. Now the easiest way to do this, because I know I hate typing any more than I have to, is I'm going to go up here and I'm going to grab what we just typed and do a Control C and come back down and do a Control V and then put a close after this, like so. And then what I'm going to do is copy this because we have 3 more pictures we are adding, and I'll show you why I'm doing this in a second. Control C, grabbing all of that, hit enter, Control V, hit enter, Control V. We have 3 more pictures. By doing this way, all I have to do is go back up here and change this to portrait 2, change this to portrait 3, and change this to Portrait 4, which is what they had already named the pictures. So I saved myself just a ton of work by doing it that way. So let's do Control S to save that. And then if we go to Live View and click on that, oh, it's going to be best if we just do it in the image. And I can't do that. But if you minimize this, go and double click on galleries and click on portraits and make sure it works. Okay, I just went and checked mine and it does work. So definitely go check it. You should be able to go back and forth between the two. It's a really cool way of doing a gallery and I really, really like it. And I think you will too. Once you have done that, you're going to need to do the same thing with the dogs. So let's get started doing that one. All I need to do is, first of all, move this down. Okay, I can do a Control V, but instead of portraits, I'm going to change this to dogs. And this to dog 1. And change this to dogs. And I have to take this closing out and put it after the dogs. So I will do the closing there. And then I'm going to go down below the figure just like I did before. And I will grab one of these because I hate typing any more than I have to. Okay, and I will change this to dogs. And this to dogs. And this to dogs right here. Okay, so I have the dogs 2 basically done, but I need 3 and 4, so I'll do a copy. Hit enter, Control V, hit enter, Control V. And now all I have to do is go back and change this to dog 3. And this to dogs 4. And do a save. And then go back and open it up again and check my dogs file, which I will go do. So I'm going to pause this for a second and go check, and I want you to do the same. Okay, I realized I had a couple of errors. Number one, I have 2 S's in dogs here and 2 1s. But what you want is dog 1, dog 2, dog 3, dog 4. You should be able to, as you hover over these, see the pictures if you have done them correctly. So dog 1 is here. And you can see dog 1, dog 2, dog 3, dog 4. Make sure those are correct. Now the file folder is dogs, but the actual image is dog, D-O-G. So make sure you have those correct. And then once you have done all of that, let's do a Control S to save our work. Okay, the next step is let's just make sure we've got everything. Let's go up here and do a file and a save all. And the next thing we need to do is go back to our manage sites. And what we want to do is export. So we're going to click the export. We are going to go inside of our photography folder. And what we're doing is we're making our STE and we're going to hit save and done. And then that finishes everything for the rest of this chapter. I hope you've enjoyed it, and keep this in mind. This is a really good gallery program that can be used very easily for your own projects. And as I said from the beginning, this particular version is good for free for both personal and for commercial use. So you can use it and work for your clients. Anyway, that finishes this chapter. You can now go ahead and work on your project review questions and your homework. Thanks.